So let's have a short 20 minutes fun session of yoga with some warming up at the beginning. So let's get to our mat. And let's just do some swings from side to side, a bit like ballet. That's it, enjoy. And then let's swing right round and swing right round and swing right round and swing right round. Lovely. And then outside steps. That's it. Good. And up. Okay, so you're really lifting the knees quite strongly up. Of course, do this as slowly and gently as you want. If you want to do it like this, that's fine. Great. And let's do some hip rotations both ways. And you see, really forward, back. So lubricating the top of that femur as it goes into the ball socket. Ball goes into the socket here in the hips. And then a little bit of a wiggle jiggle. Okay, good. Take the arms a bit higher as you wiggle jiggle. Super, lovely. And swing, and swing, and swing. Lovely. And then back stroke. Here. And forward. Super. And then open out the hip joint. Lovely. And then widen out a bit as much as possible. Feet going out. This is 12 o'clock, straight in front. Let's do the feet, toes pointing to 10 o'clock, toes pointing to 2 o'clock. And watch the knees. Let them go over the feet. Lovely. We come down to horse stance. A little bit of a bounce. Just watch the knees. Don't compromise the knee joint. It's a hinge joint. Lovely. Going down as low as possible, keeping the knees as wide as possible. A little bit of a bounce. Gets very hard work on these thigh muscles, doesn't it? Tuck the tailbone under a little. Okay, and if it's hard work there, compromise. It's good, you know, adapting is good as long as you do a little bit and you keep the knee joint in its hinge joint. So you might think, what do I mean by that? I mean, the knee likes to hinge that way, but it doesn't like to really do things like that. I know footballers do, and many of us do, but actually it's designed simply as a hinge joint. We try and keep protecting it in that way so that it doesn't get damaged as we do our yoga. All right, so let's separate the feet again, and I want you to just lift, 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 lift. So you're really working here. Outer hip area. Good. And you can add this to the beginning of any yoga routine. You know, a nice gentle warm up and a bit of fun. So now I want you to just swing round. So take the foot with you as you swing, and we'll do a little twist, looking round with the head as much as possible. Lovely. That's great. And feel it as you go round. You might be feeling it on the hips. Remember to take the foot with you so you don't compromise that knee joint. Watch the foot lifts up at the back and follows you round. Okay, and then on the next one, just stay there and do a little bit of an extra twist round. Come to the front, and then the other side, and an extra bit of a twist round. Lovely. And then I'd like you to lift up your right leg, take it out to the side, arms parallel to the floor, straighten out, bend, straighten out, bend, straighten out, bend, drop, swing the arms a few times. Let feel those shoulders crunching a bit, crackling a bit, and then arms out again, parallel to the floor, take the knee out, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend. You can hold on to a chair or a wall to help you do this. So your foot's basically going out about 9:30, 10 o'clock in line. It's quite hard to get it to go straight out without compromising the base knee. Good, and then let's do a forward bend. So standing in mountain pose, nice and steady, crown lifting up to the heavens, tailbone tucked in. Breathe in, go up, lengthen up, breathe out, coming down, lowering down, lowering down, lowering down. Okay, you can bend the knees if you wish to. Dropping, hang on to the elbows. Okay, so it's a gentle forward bend, you're just easing into it, gently going down, not overstretching or struggling. So forward bends are soothing, calming, help to boost mood, and let the weight of that head help to lengthen the gap and stretch in the neck. Good. And then coming down to a squat position, so heel toe, the feet out a bit, take the knees over the feet and squat. So trying to be as much upright in the torso as you can. It's hard to do, but trying to. And the ankle joints tend to collapse inward on this one. So push your ankle joints, you've got even weight through the feet, okay? A nice squat, looks like this, face on. Using your elbows to open out the knees. And crown lifting towards the head. Good groin stretch. Lovely, and then to come up, put the hands on the floor and come forward. Now, for those of you who want something a little bit challenging, you could actually go into the pose where we put our knee weight on our hands like so, and then we lift the feet up. But if that feels ridiculously too difficult, it's more about balance, to be honest, like so, and staying up there, you can do that. Otherwise, just pushing through and walk the hands up to the knees, bends the knees, use the thighs, bring the hands up to the thighs, push and come up. So that's a good way to come up, protecting your lower back. And then just kick back with the feet. Kick, kick, kick. Lovely. And we're going to do triangle, Trikona Asana. So the feet are leg length width apart. We'll take now 12 o'clock is that direction, the end of your mat. And I would like the toe, big toe to be facing 12 o'clock. Back toes are facing not 9 o'clock, more like 10 o'clock. So coming in slightly, and the instep at the back lines up with the middle of the heel at the front. There's a line drawn. Just to get the pelvis right, we need to bend that front knee, even though it's not bent in the triangle pose, simply because I don't want the pelvis to be facing the front, because then if you bend, you'll see it better if I do it this way. If you put the pelvis straight on as though it was against a wall here, and then the knee gets compromised, can you see it's not going the right way, it's traveling and coming out of that hinge joint. So in the pose, bend that front knee, watch it go over the second toe, and that is the position your pelvis needs to be. When you get that knee going over the second toe, pelvis is in the right position, then we can straighten it. Keep the pelvis there. Bring the arms up to parallel to the floor. Breathe in, lift the rib cage up and over and down. Now you may need a block. You can use any kind of block that you have that's nice and steady, and that can help you go into the pose. You may find you want it lower. You may find you don't need it. So trying to keep both legs straight. The front knee may bend a little. Okay, and then looking up to the heavens, breathing into that pose. Enjoying the stretch, opening up the heart, keep the top shoulder up and back, looking up, turning the neck, and breathing. If you know how to do the base lock, you can engage the base lock. and even the abdominal lock. And then take the arm over. Really stretch the fingers away, looking up through the upper arm. So this is a magnificent flank stretch from the back of the ankle all the way through to the fingers. Okay. To come out of it, you have two choices. You can bring that hand all the way down now, turning so that you face the floor, or take the hand back up to the ceiling. Bend that front knee, rest your elbow on it, and push to come up. Turn your feet to the front, and we'll do the other side. Okay, check. Check middle point of the heel, where the instep starts. The pelvis, bend the front knee over the direction of the second toe, and then hold the pelvis there. Breathe in, take the arms up to parallel. Breathe out. Breathe in, lift the crown and the rib cage away from the waist. Up and over and down. And again, you may need your block in position by your foot, and you may not. So see where it feels comfortable for you. If you feel you don't need it, just move it out of the way. But remember, it's best to do the pose accurately with a block than inaccurately struggling to reach the floor. Because that's the way we get the yoga positioning of energy just exactly right. Okay. And then you can take that arm over the ear if you wish. This is Utthita Trikonasana, the extended triangle. Okay. Stretching the flank from that back ankle. Make sure there's even weight through that back foot. The ankle isn't collapsing inward. So stretch from that back ankle, coming all the way through to the fingertips and looking up through your upper arm if you can, and hopefully feeling the stretch here in the hip, top hip area. Nice long stretch, and opening out the heart so that top shoulder doesn't collapse in front of you. Keep the top shoulder back. And eventually you'll feel like, yeah, I've had enough. Let's end this now. So your choice is to come down or to go up. So on the other side, I showed you how to come up. This is how you go down. You bend that front knee carefully and turn both hands to the floor, turn the back foot, and then you've got choices. You can jump one foot up towards the front, or you can jump the front foot back a little, and then the hands come up to the knees, bend the knees, and come up. And I think a lot of injuries are caused in yoga because people are going to classes where it's treated like a sports movement and you just forward, up, back, flinging the body around and actually not looking after the lower back, hips or knees properly. Okay, let's take the arms back again. Shoulder work. So the more that we use a joint, the more that we get lubrication into that joint. It sends a message to the brain to send more synovial fluid into the joint. So we definitely want the brain to know that we have every intention of using our joint. So just bringing the hand across and bending it, and then pushing that elbow back and the other elbow back. You've probably seen footballers doing this to warm up. Really opens the shoulder joint. Lovely. And then try that and that. See if you can do that. So the hand's going down, the hand's going up, the hand's going down. Your upper arms are parallel to the floor and your elbow joints at 90 degrees. Okay. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Really working the shoulder and the arm muscles. Lovely. Then relax and let them swing. And then I would like you to just shake them out, shake, shake, and go into the mountain pose. It's a nice pose to go into when you're in between yoga asanas, yoga poses. Breathe, close the eyes, and we'll end doing the tree pose because it's lovely to gain balance for the rest of the day. So would you put the weight through your right foot and bring your left foot up? See if it can attach somewhere to the other leg. So it might be here on the thigh. It might be on the knee, calf, foot, or even floor, but you're trying to get the weight off it wherever you put that leg. So hopefully it's coming out to the side, and you can go into the oak tree. You might feel a bit wobbly. It's especially hard to do this pose and teach at the same time. And then if you can, take the hands straight up and look at a fixed point about 8 foot in front of you on the floor, or at the screen if it's about that distance away. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And you'll feel your right calf really working to keep you there, and your right ankle. If you feel like you're going to fall over, come back down into the oak tree and release the foot to the floor, okay? And then you probably need to give that back of the right calf a little bit of a rub, and we'll do the other side. So back into the mountain, nice and steady, Tadasana. Immovable, strong, steady mountain. And of course, those are the emotional states that yoga helps to induce in us in this pose. Steadfast, deeply rooted into the earth. Okay, and let's do the other side. So we'll put all the way into the left foot and bring the right foot up. And again, find somewhere that can attach on your leg. So say maybe it's the knee joint, okay? That's usually quite easy for people, knee joint. And then the arms come up to parallel. You can feel your ankle, your left ankle working now. And then up, arms straight up into hopefully nice lifted long tree. The rib cage can come away from the pelvis. You don't need to take the shoulders up. I can strain the shoulders and make them feel tense. And you might wobble a bit. I'm wobbling slightly. Look at a fixed point. And at any stage, come down into oak. Nice parallel, arms parallel to the floor. And then you can try going up again when you feel a bit steadier. Tuck the tailbone under if you can, and relax the face. Okay, and then breathing out, come down, lower the leg to the floor, back to Tadasana. And that's about 20 minutes this morning. A nice short pose, standing poses. Thank you.